Hi folks, my name's Lynn and I'm going to address the two biggest questions on the minds of Americans everywhere. Are the national polls correct or are they incorrect? And the second one, can Hillary simply just steal the election? I'll provide sourced information that irrefutably proves that Hillary only has one small chance to win. So why are national poll results all over the place? Two reasons. WikiLeaks has proved that Hillary was causing national pollers to oversample in her favor. Secondly, mainstream pollers use only 1,000 people for the entire country for their polls, and they will not count anyone that did not vote in the last election, even if they plan on voting in this election. Non-mainstream poller P.G. Farnsworth did a poll of 1,000 people per state, 50,000 people total in the country. Trump won 67% to 19%. I'll go to the Google Play Store and download an app called Zip. It lets you ask any anonymous question of up to 100,000 people. I've done this numerous times. Donald Trump has not won by less than 78% won. Now let's go into the numbers. The Democrat base, it's shrinking. Since 2009, the Democrats have lost 76 seats in the House, 9 seats in the Senate, the majority of both, and over 900 legislators state level. Additionally, the 2008 Democrat primaries had 38 million voters. 2016, only 30 million voters. That's a drop of 21%. And 4.5 million of them crossed over the Republican primaries. Of the 30 million voters that did vote in the Democratic primaries, 13 million of them voted for Bernie Sanders. Then WikiLeaks exposed that Hillary and the DNC had colluded against Bernie, outraging his supporters, causing them to start the Never Hillary campaign. Polls indicate that over half of them will either vote for Jill Stein, vote for Donald Trump, or they will not vote at all. Now, general election in 2012, Barack Obama got 69.5 million votes. In 2012, only 65 million votes, a reduction of 7%. Very easy to argue that Obama is still much more popular than Hillary is. Even if he were running in 2016, he wouldn't get the 65 million from 2012. He would probably only get about 58 million in 2016 because of the imploding base. But let's give Hillary the 65 million from 2012. But they did lose 4.5 million in the primaries to Republicans. We're going to say half of those came back, so she'll only lose 2.25 million from the primaries, which will be in the general election. And out of the 13 million Bernie Sanders supporters that she lost, we're going to say 3/4 of them came back because they hate Trump that much. So she'll only lose 3.25 million from Bernie Sanders voters. That will be 65 million minus 2.25 million minus 3.25 million, gives her 59.5 million base. Now the GOP base has expanded since 2009, as we discussed, dominating the last two midterms. In addition, there's been a 62% increase in the 2016 primaries compared to the 2012. Now compare nomination winners. Romney in 2012 got 10 million primary votes. Donald Trump got 14 million, a gain of 40%. Now you look at rally signs, 20 to 40,000 people per venue. He packs every single one of them with thousands of people waiting outside. YouTube online streaming, 20 to 40,000 people every single venue, 100,000 plus live streaming on his Facebook page. And then look at sick Hillary. She can't fill a high school gym. She stopped campaigning. But we're arguing for Hillary here, so we're going to forget about the decreasing bases and the increasing bases of the Democrats and the Republicans. And Donald Trump's no more popular than what Romney was in 2012. But there was 4.5 million crossover voters from Democrats to Republicans in this year's primary, and we gave half of them for no good reason back to Hillary, but the other half we add to Donald Trump's, which is going to be plus 2.25 million, and only taking 1/10 of Bernie Sanders voters that hated Hillary, only 1/10, 1.3, and adding those saying they're voting for Trump. So that's 60 million plus 2.25 million plus 1.3 million. So that brings our total starting to Donald Trump 63.55 million, Hillary Clinton 59.5 million. The Latino vote. In 2008, Barack Obama got an historic 67% Latino vote, and then he beat it in 2012 with 73% compared to Mitt Romney's 24%. So of the 13.6 million Latino voters in 2012, Barack Obama got 10.5 million, Mitt Romney got 3.3 million. Pew Research did a poll estimating that Hillary will get 71% of the Latino vote, but let's give her 80%, just for fun. 13.6 million Latinos voted in 2012. Let's say the excitement of Latinos is off the hook for Hillary, and 17.5 million are going to vote in 2016. And of those 17.5 million votes, 80% go to Hillary, 14 million, and only 19% to Donald Trump for 3.3 million. Now, compared to Obama's 2012 10 million Latino votes, Hillary's 14 million will give her plus 4 million. Romney got 3.3 million in 2012. Donald Trump is matching that, so he's plus or minus 0 on Latino votes. Now, to catch up our math, Hillary Clinton was at 59.5 million. Add the 4 million Latino votes, takes her to 63.5 million. Donald Trump is unchanged at 63.55 million. The black vote. In 2008, Barack Obama got a historic turnout of the black vote of eligible voters, and in 2016, it's expected to drop below 50%, and early voting indicates that it's correct. The LA Times polled black voters for 2016, estimating that Hillary Clinton will get 70.9% of the black vote and Donald Trump 20%. Of the 27 million eligible black voters, 65% showed up for Obama in 2008, 62% showed up in 2012, so it dropped 3%, and it's estimated it's going to be well below 50% for Hillary Clinton. But we're going to give her the benefit of the doubt and say 55% will show up for her. So that'll be of the 29 million eligible black voters, 16 million will show up to vote. Hillary gets 80% of them, that's 11.4 million, minus Barack Obama's 16.3 million black votes in 2012, so she loses 4.9 million. And Donald Trump gets 20% of the 16 million, so he gets 3.2 million minus Romney's 1.1 million in 2012, so he gains 2.1 million over Romney in 2012. Adding this to our previous totals, Donald Trump had 63.55, Hillary had 63.5. Add 2.1 million black vote compared to Romney's 2012 for Donald, that's 65.65 million. Minus 4.9 million black vote compared to Obama's 2012, Hillary now has 58.6 million. 2012, Barack Obama's 12-point advantage in the woman vote would have been legendary if it weren't for his 2008 14-point advantage over John McCain. Did this by, of course, winning all of the liberal women vote, but he won the majority of both Democrat and Republican women. Then the Trump tapes come out. That didn't win Donald any women votes, but probably worse would be Hillary attacking the victims of Bill Clinton's sexual assault or labeling them all a bimbo eruption. Unfortunately for Hillary, electing the first woman president is not that strong of a draw for women voters today. Hillary's position on partial birth abortion is going to hurt her with women all across the board of all ages except for extreme liberal women and millennial women. I could argue for 20 minutes that Hillary Clinton will not come within 6 million women votes compared to what Barack Obama did in 2012, but we're leaning this towards Hillary, so let's call it she matches Barack Obama's 2012 legendary numbers, plus or minus 0 for Hillary, plus or minus 0 for Donald Trump on the women vote. The dead voter. There were 2.3 million voting age adults that died in America last year. We're going to give every single one of them a vote for Hillary Clinton. We're going to add those on top of the dead voters that Barack Obama obviously got in 2008 and 2012. So dead voter plus 2.3 million for Hillary. The illegal vote. Now keep in mind in 2012 all the illegals that voted for Barack Obama went to the Latino vote. But what we're going to do is keep that the same for Hillary, not change anything, and then we're going to add 80% of the 10.2 million illegals that are voting age today in America. And so we're going to take 20% off them just in case anybody was sick, in jail, in the hospital, didn't care, or what have you. So that is going to be 8.2 million illegal votes that are going to be added to Hillary Clinton's bottom line. Okay, quick numbers update. We have, after all the demographics we went through, we have Hillary Clinton giving her every possible advantage we could, 69.1 million, Donald Trump 65.65 million. He's trailing by 3.45 million before we go into the white and evangelical vote. In 2012, 126 million Americans voted, 93 million Americans did not. The Medill School of Journalism conducted a survey studying the groups that did and did not vote. Now, in this report, they report that about 25 million of those 93 million that didn't vote are a group called pessimists. These are lower income, lower educated, white, God-fearing people who don't trust government, don't like Obama, and just want to be left alone. Now, they're being directly affected by Obama's opening up the southern border in 2012 because a lot of illegals are coming in and directly taking their job. Now, another group they found in that 93 million that didn't vote is 10.2 million active faithfuls. These are white and black southern churchgoers that go to church on a weekly basis, believe that God is a part of their daily life, and they're concerned about their religious liberty being in jeopardy with Hillary Clinton, as well as being concerned about her mass immigration of Muslim refugees. On October 19, 2015, USA Today wrote that over 17 million evangelicals stayed home and would not vote because they felt that Romney's Mormon faith was a cult and was against the Christian religion. On September 27, 2016, 35/8 had written an article stating that evangelicals were rallying in masses behind Donald Trump for his stance against abortion and against Hillary for her stance in supporting partial birth abortion, as well as feeling that their religious liberties were in jeopardy. Now, I'll finish my point by reading you this. These are the people that did vote in 2012. Whites without high school diplomas, men 18 to 29, only 31% voted. Men without high school diplomas, 30 to 44, only 23% voted. White women without high school diplomas, 18 to 29, only 18% voted. White women with high school diplomas, 18 to 29, only 33% voted. White women without high school diplomas, 45 to 64, only 36% voted. White men without high school diplomas, 65 plus, only 44% voted. White women with some college, 18 to 29, 48% voted. White men with high school diplomas, 45 to 64, 54% voted. Now, in 2008, Barack Obama had a slight advantage with the white voter against John McCain. In 2012, he lost that advantage against Mitt Romney. Because of Hillary's stance on partial birth abortion and her desire to bring 550% more Muslim refugees into America, she's going to have the lowest percentage of evangelical and white voters in the history of American politics. Now imagine for a moment that those 17 million evangelicals that stayed home because of Romney in 2012, imagine if 60% of them still did not care about partial birth abortion. Imagine they still didn't care about supporting a candidate that's against abortion. Imagine that they don't even care about the Muslim immigration from these Muslims that hate Christians and believe in beheading Christians. Imagine if only 40% came out and vote. That would be 6.8 million votes directly to Trump. Adding to 65.65 would give him 72.45 million compared to Hillary's 69.1 million, and giving Trump a 3.35 million vote victory. Okay, guys, let's end this fairy tale. Right now, we have Hillary Clinton at 69.1 million votes. And think about it, in 2008, Barack Obama had 69.5 million votes when the Democrat Party was at the height of their popularity, and right now they're at the bottom. Donald Trump, we have not even added in his advantage in the white vote, and we hurt him in every possible demographic we can. The black, the Latino, the woman, absolutely everything we could. It's not even going to be close, folks. As far as a fair election, she has no chance. I'm aware this is the popular vote that we tallied here and not the Electoral College, but since 1940, there's only been one presidential candidate that won the popular vote and lost the Electoral College. That's Al Gore, and that was only by 600,000 votes. Living in reality and counting the white vote, Trump probably wins by 25 to 30 million votes. Now, she can still win, but she would have to switch over 12.5 to 15 million votes from Trump to her. A lot of people would have to be involved to do that in a lot of different states. Not easy to get away with. But the one thing I do want to leave you with, guys, is be very careful, and I guarantee you, before November 8th, you're going to hear about violence at polling stations because they are going to want to scare white people from voting. Don't care what you have to do, get out there and vote. Your country depends on it. Your kids' future depends on it. God bless you. Peace.